sold for $760,000 about 3.5–4 years ago. Didn't look anything like that. My understanding is they put about $500,000 in. Issued to a gentleman and his bride, Elias Disney, and to becoming the mother and father of Walt Disney. They lived in Astor, Florida, which is a little ways north here, and his mother, Florida, was Skokie, Another new venue in town is the Dora Queen, this double-decker right here. It's a paddle wheel. They'll take you on trips on the lakes, too big to go anywhere else. We do have a couple things over on us. The main deck is air conditioned. The top deck has a full-service bar.
But definitely we got more function from this bridge for the traffic we have. Now it's not going to be all that busy today because it's a weekday, but on the weekend it gets quite busy. Captain, we have a boat coming this way.
It's okay, I'm bigger than he is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so you.
So I have to take over during the canal because the captain has to really pay close attention as he moves through the canal.
He does?
And he cannot lie and pay attention at the same time.
Oh, lie. No, that was a lie.
Okay, we are in the canal. This is the hand dug portion. And
what's on the corner here?
A nice house.
a nice yellow house.
There was a site of an Indian trading post, Seminole Indian trading post. Did you know that, Paula?
I did know that.
Oh.
And also a burial ground. And so the people have to actually lease the land from the Indian tribe, but they own the dwellings. But the lease is transferred when the dwelling is sold, and it is a 99-year lease. Now on the left, they own the dwellings and they own the land. As I said, this was hand dug. It was hand dug by about 70 men over a 2-year period in the late 1800s. Now you have to remember, in the late 1800s, there were no pieces of equipment that could do the digging. There were no dump trucks or bulldozers, and so it literally was hand dug. And they had horses and carts and pickaxes and shovels, and they wanted to dig this out to get the steamboats through here. Now they could come about 3/4 of the way down from Lake Eustis, but once it got there, the river, the Elfin River, would veer off. It became very narrow and windy and shallow, and the boats couldn't get through. Over 80 years old.
That's cute. Yeah.
The light actually has Hubble figurines in the top, and it has a light bulb so you can turn the light on it at night and see the Hubble figurines.
Very creepy at night.
This is called a sleeping hibiscus, and I'll point that out later, but that is not a native plant, but it is blooming right now, and it's a beautiful plant. And this is Nome Village.
Oh, look at this.
Nome Village. At one time, this was the only village, but now we have a competing village on the other side, which is relatively new to us.
Kind of like the villages.
That's right. That's right. It's a new theme of the villages. He's taking pictures of our geese that are dressed for every holiday occasion. You notice they have Halloween clothes on now, but those will be changing to Thanksgiving, then Christmas. They have outfits for every holiday.
Oh.
And it doesn't look like many of our snowbirds are back yet, because when they get back, well, I see a few of them back there, they start having barbecues, and sometimes they have music, and they just hang around and spend a lot of time enjoying the nice weather during the winter. These are banana plants right here, and you can see the actual bananas in the tree.
We're gonna get those too, you know that.
Yeah.
Those are not native to here. They come from the tropics. However, they do grow here. We do get bananas, but when we have a cold spell, they will die back to the ground. Now this is the anhinga. Look at the bird on the post there. The anhinga is one of our fish-eating birds that lives along the canal.
See more of that bird.
Now we're gonna go under this bridge. This is Highway 19 bridge. And it really separates the residential section from the natural section. And so when we get down in the natural section, and by the way, if you guys want to come up here and take pictures, when we're traveling this slow, you're welcome to move around the boat. There, I'll try to get my light on it too. You can kind of see its head. It's well camouflaged. It's brown with brown feathers with little white specks on it. Can you guys see it now? Its beak is slightly twisted, which makes it perfectly suitable for removing the body from the apple snail.
Oh.
We don't look at little birds here.
Very good.
Now the plant that's behind there, you only see one bloom, is called pickerel, which is our pickerel plant, pickerel weed. But anyway, the limpkin, because 95% of its diet is apple snails, you have to have apple snails to have limpkins. Apple snails are very sensitive to impurities in the water, so if you don't have apple snails, it means that your water is not that healthy. Okay, on the right, you see a great egret. Beautiful white bird there.
Yeah, wow.
Great egret is the first bird that was ever protected in the United States. And can you imagine why anyone would want to kill that bird?
Hats.
That's right. They wanted the feathers for the hats. And at the time, it was such a fashion statement to have egret feathers that the people that were killing the egrets were getting $200 per ounce for egret feathers. And that was the price of gold at that time. So they were making a lot of money. They found the easiest way to kill them, wait till they're setting on a nest. So that's why the population just crashed. And there was a group of people that were very concerned. It was not only the great egret, but also the snowy egret. And they got them protected. First bird ever.
During mating season, they have a unique thing. They start growing really spiky.
Now these cypress trees are related to redwood trees. And they are needle-bearing trees, but a unique characteristic of the bald cypress is it will lose its needles over the winter. And so when you come, largest heron found in North America, and look at the front, it has what they call the beard, which they get during mating season. That is a beautiful adult there. That is the great blue heron. And so the great blue herons also build their nests. The anhingas, we have the, quite a bit bigger. But those are the fourth and fifth largest of the chain of lakes. The largest one is Lake Apopka, which is over 30,000 acres of water.
Wow.
And like the narration says, you can just stay on these waterways all the way to the Atlantic Ocean without ever taking your boat out of the water. Yes, they are. They're all. It's all waterfall. There's no springs. They're all about the same depth, right around 15 to 18 feet on an average. Yes, that's Highway 441. You may have gone over this. It gets really confused and it has like Mardi Gras beads with Christmas ornaments. It said the blooms don't completely open. They call them Scottish purses. More banana trees back there. Now our banana trees will die to the ground when we get a cold spell, but they come right back up.
You know why they call that red plant the sleeping hibiscus?
Well, because it's related to the hibiscus, isn't it?
No, it's in a no-wake zone.
Captain. That was not a dad joke. That was a captain joke. Okay, you guys, look at white ibis. Hey! See, that's what we look on it, especially in this beautiful ecosystem.
There's a bird.
Oh, he just dove underwater.
Yeah.
Look here. Look how much larger this bald cypress is.
Wow.
Did he get something? Oh,
Did he get
he did. And he's so fun when they actually they're dead standing trees.
I've been in here before.
An American alligator nesting in Breeding Island.
Okay, so what's going on?
Not too much on the right. On the average, she lays around 35 eggs in a nest that she makes out of the vegetation. Now, alligators do not sit on their nests like birds do. So these eggs are left, and this is about the size of an alligator egg. And she will cover it up with the vegetation, and so it's like this little packet of vulnerable at this age. In other words, there's a lot of things that could eat them, like big fish will eat them, the herons will eat them, and so about 80% of the babies that actually hatch do not survive the first year. All in this waterway.
Just this little.
No, the main canal that we were on. This is all privately owned back here. So they would have to hire somebody to do all that. Now back here, this island, it goes all the way around, but we had a lot of debris fall in it, and the homeowner said, listen, just leave that stuff laying down, because they didn't like the people. They were speeding through here on I think Captain said ski-doos and things, and they didn't like that. So they left it down where you couldn't get the boats through. Now, a lot of our gators this time of the year are, Limkin eats the apple snail. The island snail is much, much larger, and they think they got into Florida's waterways by people simply dumping their aquarium water in it. They tell boaters, if you see those pink globs, to smash them
Yeah, smash them.
and get rid of them.
Go ahead, Paul.
Palm there is called the Robolini dwarf palm, also called the date palm, used a lot in landscaping. Now they don't spread, and a lot of people like them because they can put it in their yard as a landscape plant, and they don't have to pay like someone that has a cherry picker to come and trim it. You can actually trim it yourself.
Look at that spiral.
Okay, we're going to go under the bridge. One last Anhinga telling us goodbye.